YouTube. So it's April 10th, and you can see it's snowing out there. I think you can see it. Yesterday was at least 60 degrees. I was hauling the logs that I have over there and stuff, and now it's snowing today. This is what I said, you can't trust April. This is a pin. It was an old pin that I'm turning down to an inch and a half. I want to make it smooth. You can see at this end here it was very rusty. So I'm turning it down to inch and a half, making it smooth, and I'm going to use this as rollers for on the edge of the crane for at the top of the pipe that I'm putting it in to be able to rotate. Hey guys, well, snow didn't amount to nothing, which I'm glad of. Let's see here. We got some maple, we got white pine, we got red oak, we got white oak, more red oak. There's a bad one, probably firewood, unless that doesn't go all the way through. Red oak, white oak. So this is, some of this is going to be firewood, like this piece here will probably be firewood. This piece here is pretty crooked, probably firewood. The one with the hole in it will probably be firewood. The rest of the stuff I may be able to cut some wood out of it. For you guys who are new to this type of thing, you see the crack, how it's a radial crack, it follows the annual rings? I think they call that shake, if I'm not mistaken. What happens is the tree, as it's growing, is under such pressure from a heavy windstorm that it actually separates the wood at the annual ring. Once that happens, it pretty much happens all the way up the tree, so it usually ends up not being too good for anything, although it might have only happened in one place. That looks like it happened in one spot there, you know, rather than the whole thing. So that'll be a little suspicious. Of course, it's off to the one side. You can see there's a sort of like a big, you know, the stump end there looked like it might have been another tree trying to grow as a sapling in its early life. So that's one pile. What do we got here? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, about 20 some logs here. And these are not what I would call ideal. This is a nice one here at the second to the end. This is not exactly what I would call ideal sawmill logs, but it's not bad. There were a lot of logs over at the site where they're working, and it ended up that the forest was not as healthy as we would have liked. So there was a lot of stuff that couldn't be used once I started looking at it and picking out what I wanted. So I had sold it to the pulp mill, which actually got enough from that to pay for everything else that took place. Now this is only one pile. I'll show you some of the other stuff. Oh, and for those of you who have watched my channel, I welded these angles in here, or these blades, to hold the forks steady. I had no problem at all with the forks this time around. Come on, boy. So that worked out good. Now then I'll show you what I got over here as far as logs go. There's a nice big white pine there. That thing's got to be 100 and some years old. I didn't get a chance to cut the annual ring, or to measure the annual ring, and count the annual rings on it, but that'll make a nice one. What we got here is red oak, white pine, white oak. We have some red pine here. This one's a red pine right here. The very bottom of it there's not looking real great to me, but it's not all the way through the tree in a lot of cases. Sometimes it's only up the log a couple feet, and if that's the case, like that heart-shaped one there, I can still get some nice logs out of there. I have enough white pine here to probably cut 300 2x4s from what I figured. Well, here, there's a nice one right here. Very nice log. So, you know, it is what it is. You get what you get. It would be nicer if every tree grew as nice and straight as could be. I blame the forestry department for this, believe it or not. I know that there's a lot of guys who know what they're talking about when it comes to trees, but I am of the opinion that anybody who cuts logs and leaves slash lay every freaking where, I actually think it causes disease, rather than if they would chip the slash up and get rid of it. But that's only my opinion. Anyway, these will make some good 2x4s and stuff. I'm not really worried about a lot of hardwood, although there's some really nice white oak in here. I know I had gotten some people last year asking me about white oak. Now I have it. Of course, they probably don't need it now, but I have it now. So, yeah, got all kind of sizes here. Everything from 8-footers to 16-footers. On the bottom, there's a couple of long ones. So, yeah. You can see from this end here that, you know, these white pine look pretty good. On the opposite end, some of them don't look as good, but we'll see where we can cut them off. There's 12-footers, so if 4 foot of that is bad, I'll still get some stuff out of that. A little disappointed in what it ended up being over there, but this is not an old growth forest here either. These, you know, the pine trees are big because nobody takes the pine, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, this is a nice big log here. Compare that to the saw bed. That thing's probably 28 inches wide, I would say, maybe 26 or so. But I'm going to put that one on the bunk first when I go to start cutting. We had just had a snowfall of 2 inches on Friday of last week. It's Tuesday, so I'm not even going to try to cut yet because I need to plane first. I keep saying that, and I'm going to plane that lumber that's in there and get it stored just as soon as I know it's not going to snow and get snow all over my planer when I have it out here. So that's one of the things there. Now I have 2 other piles I'll show you yet. Let me just get on the 4-wheeler with the dog. Okay, so then, oh, excuse me guys, this freaking cough, I can't get rid of this thing. Anyway, so here's another pile that I put here. You can see that this had some shake in it. You know, I'm not crazy about this. These will go onto the sawmill, most of these. Might end up with some firewood here. This one's got shake. There's two trees trying to grow together there. That'll probably be a good log there. There's some pine, two pine logs there. And I think there was a third one somewhere here I saw. But anyway, they're not bad. Like I say, they're not as good as I was hoping that this would be. I'm sort of surprised, but again, it's not, you know, an old growth. It's, you know, what's grew in the past maybe 30 years, 25, 30 years, so yeah. You know, you can see there's no shake at this end, but at this end there is. Now, we don't know how far that goes. This is probably 12 foot long, so I might be able to cut that shake out of there and it might be okay. It might not. It all depends. Usually it goes all the way through the tree, but we'll see what happens. There are some nice logs here, though. This is white oak. Most of this is white oak here. A little bit of red oak. And like I say, some pine. But for a bandsaw mill, I don't really want great big logs. It's too hard for me to handle. That's a red oak there. It's too hard for me to handle great big logs, so smaller logs like this are a lot easier for me to handle. Not that the Woodmizer couldn't cut them, because it can. It's just that it's just too hard on me. You know, there's too much, you get too much wood off this stuff. This is what shake looks like on the side. You see how the curvature of the log, the actual annual ring is there? That shows you that the shake, that is from shake. That's what shake does. It the wood falls apart on the annual rings. Like I say, I don't know how far up there that's going to go. You know, it's hard to say. So, but you have to be careful of this when you purchase logs. Now, the original agreement here was a purchase. However, it ended up being a whole lot better for me in some other ways, because I sold stuff right off the spot without even bringing it here. Once you get, and that's how you can make money in a lot of things, by getting control of stuff and then trying to make deals after the fact. I gotta move this log, was in my way. It was so big I couldn't get between the two trees here. I had to cut it. This will be a good red oak. And then over here, I'll show you these. Right here there's another pile. Now most of this is what I'm calling firewood, but there's some red oak here that can still be cut up. Like this is red oak that can still get some nice logs or boards out of this stuff. Most of this on the top up here is firewood. A little bit of white oak there, mostly red oak. But like I say, it's not exactly the best of stuff, but we'll make do with this. Guys, I'm gonna tell you something, make a comment here, and I wasn't gonna say this on video, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When you buy standing timber and you're not the logger and you're gonna have someone cut it and bring it to you, you need to be very careful and watch these guys, because there are some unscrupulous people out there who will cut the logs, cherry pick them for the best thing that they can find, put them to the side, and then when they load them up and supposedly going to bring them to you, they take them somewhere else and sell them. They have this all set up sometimes. I'm not saying everybody does it, but some people do it. So you can't really trust everybody, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, if you buy standing timber and you're going to have a logger come and cut it, go and watch them. Especially when it comes time to cut the logs, or to pile the logs in the truck and take them out of there. Because you never know if they're taking them somewhere that they're not supposed to be taking them. So, I just want you to know that. I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened to me. I'm just telling you that I've had that happen in the past, where we were in a forest that had a lot of cherry in it, and all of a sudden I'm getting loads of wood with no cherry. Well, only to find out that I followed one of the trucks one day and it wasn't bringing it to me after I had paid for it. So I got it taken care of. I'm just telling you, be careful when it comes to business dealings. You know, sometimes there's days when you just can't win. I just noticed this morning. A pin fell out of this thing that holds that chain together there. So I'm hoping I didn't lose any links. But I got to fix that. And then this tire was flat. And my wife had a flat on her car. Mainly because of this stupid freaking road out here. They have everything all screwed up with rocks all over the place.